A very good morning to you. Welcome back to Morning Live. Now, in a couple of hours, the Proteas will go on to battle against New Zealand in Lahore, Pakistan, for a chance to play in the final against India on Sunday out at the Dubai International Stadium. Now, to preview this match, we've roped in cricket journalist and commentator, the award-winning Khanyiso Tshwaku. Khanyiso, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, V, and good morning to the viewers.
Now, Khanyiso, before we get into what we're expecting out in the field of play between South Africa and New Zealand this morning, perhaps we just start and talk about the bizarre situation we find ourselves in, where a tournament being hosted in Pakistan will not see the final being played in Pakistan, but instead out in Dubai.
Yeah, look, it's a geopolitical issue. Remember that the ruling BJP in India has got very heavy anti-Pakistan vibes in particular. So also there are significant members within the BCI who are also part of the ruling BJP. So at this point in time, the Indo-Pakistani political relations are at an all-time low. So that has now spilled onto their cricket. Remember that Pakistan and India have not played bilateral cricket since 2013. So they only now resort to meeting. In tournaments where now in IC tournaments. Now the challenge was that Pakistan was scheduled to host the Champions Trophy. Then the BCI made a very late decision not to play in Pakistan, whereas at the time when the decision was made that the Champions Trophy will be hosted in Pakistan, they did not raise their hands. So they now have to find themselves playing cricket in Dubai because they refused to play in India, which is odd because in the time that the relationship between Pakistan and India has cooled significantly, Pakistan has always been willing to play ICC cricket across the formats in India. If you look back at the T20 World Cup and the 2023 World Cup, Pakistan have played cricket in India, but India have steadfastly refused to play cricket in Pakistan, and that's where the cricket will find itself at the moment.
Now, logistically, it has been a mess for New Zealand and the Proteas, although both teams have said that travel will not be an excuse for a below-par performance from either of the two sides. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, look, I mean, Tema Bavuma, the Proteas captain, did explain yesterday that they spent 18 hours in Dubai, which isn't much for them. Actually, they are kind of rejoiced a bit that they spent 18 hours in Dubai, simply because it didn't allow them to be outside of Pakistan, where in Pakistan they are unable to move outside of the hotel. So it allowed them a bit of freedom to be able to move around, play a bit of golf, just do a bit of recreational activity. Now that they're back in Lahore and playing today, I suspect that they were unable to move around as freely as they would have wanted to when they did Dubai. But remember now, the final is in Dubai on Sunday, so the winner of this game also does get a bit of a recreational ticket, where they'll probably go to Dubai on Thursday, have a bit of time before they prepare for the final.
Let's talk about the semi-final and what it holds. 27 years since the last time that South Africa won an ICC ODI semi-final. When we look at these two teams, where is this match likely to be won and lost? Because it's been a long time for South Africa since they've won an ODI ICC semi-final.
It's a battle of nerves. These teams are evenly matched. Probably New Zealand will have a slight upper hand in the spinning department, where they have Michael Bracewell, who's bowled magnificently through the tournament. They also have Mitchell Satner. But South Africa can only really rely on Keshav Maharaj. I think Tabray Shamsi has been a bit unreliable for South Africa with the ball, especially in ODI cricket. So also the toss is going to be crucial. It's been difficult to defend totals in Lahore. It's been a high-scoring ground. The lowest score batting first in Lahore in the tournament is 273, and even then, Australia, when they're playing Afghanistan, 109 for 1, but that particular game was rained out. So, I mean, the scores have been big. I mean, if you remember that Australia, when they played England, they chased down 3-5-1. They did so quite comfortably. And in the game between Afghanistan and England, I mean, Afghanistan put up 325. England responded with 317. So I think the toss is going to be crucial because there is the significant dew factor, unlike Dubai. I mean, Lahore at this time of day is slightly colder. Heinrich Klaassen did hint at the fact that there will be a bit more in terms of movement in the air because it's a bit colder. When I checked actually the forecast, it's actually a very mild 22 degrees that will drop down to 9 in the evening. So it's going to be quite tricky for the team batting second before bowling second in terms of the condition, how the ball will respond to the dew factor in Lahore. So it's going to be very interesting in terms of seeing where the toss will go. But I think the teams from a batting perspective, outside of just New Zealand having Kane Williamson as their star batch, I think the teams are quite evenly matched.
And you speak about the teams being evenly matched. Are you able to give us an injury update at this moment? We know the likes of Aiden Markram being cleared yesterday in terms of being fit enough for this game. Who then makes the team, who doesn't make the team, looking at who's consistently played up until this point?
Look, I think the selection will probably be straightforward. Aiden Markram will play. I suspect that Tim Abafuma will then go up and open with Ryan Rickleton. So that will probably pick the strongest possible side. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head what that team will look like. With probably Khanyiso Tshwaku, Lungingiti, Marco Jansen, Keshav Maharaj, Vian Mulder. South Africa will probably go 5-6 batters and all-rounded 5-4 bowlers.
Is it a lot of pressure on the bowlers coming into the semi-final here, Khanyiso, when you look at the fact that we've seen some chases happening out in this Champions Trophy tournament? How do you see the South African team lining up from a bowling point of view?
Look, to be fair, I think Khanyiso Tshwaku will be playing. He's fit. There were no fitness issues with him. Lungingiti should be playing. Marco Jansen, hopefully he actually keeps his nerve. I mean, big games, he's tended to be a bit all over the place. I think South Africa will probably stick to the stock standard very bowling attack. I think a slight concern whether to go 2 spinners. That'll probably have to sacrifice a Vian Mulder, but Vian Mulder is also bold and also brings a lot of batting depth for the Proteas. So South Africa probably will go Marco Jansen, Khanyiso Tshwaku, Lungingiti, Vian Mulder, Keshav Maharaj as the 5 bowlers. Aiden Markram probably will less be risk because of just recovering from his sore hamstring. Tony Dizoze and Temba have recovered from their illness. September did front up for the press conference yesterday. I don't think Tony will be playing that. If Aiden Markram is fit and available, Heinrich Clausen is fit and available, played it in the previous game. Remember that in the first game, Heinrich Clausen missed that game. Tony Dizoze replaced him. So South Africa probably will be picking their stronger side with Ryan Rickleton and Temba from opening the batting.
All right, Khanyiso, thank you so much for that beautiful breakdown. It is, of course, the second semi-final of the Champions Trophy, where South Africa's Proteas will be in action against New Zealand, and one of the 2 teams will be meeting India out in Dubai for that final, where India has been playing in very familiar conditions so far. Well, we'll see which one of the 2 teams that makes it into that final. That's where we'll leave your sport views for now.